actually a very hard song that came out like a while ago. That's hard.
Y'all dealing with two superstars, stupid bars. Who's in charge? If you involved in rap, then you at odds with this new
group of
hard.
ours.
Remove the guards from Mount Rushmore. Rush and make room for our mug shots. Chopped in solid rock, block, cock, Molotov, cocktail pops every shot. Blocker like Serge Ibaka, do guards on the block. Try to put me in the box, but I'm nice enough to play hopscotch in my socks. Rock my scotch and soda jeans neat like no soda in my scotch. You scotch tape, I'm yellow tape. Stick around while I stick figure niggas every drop. Get used to me. My day ones telling newcomers like, oh man, this ain't new to me. Son been spilling eulogies in the booth with ease since Ray Allen and Reggie Miller was shooting threes. Since Pops told Craig, put the gun down, son. All right.
Oh, I gotta cut that off, right? My bad. I was mad. Rough. I gotta work on that. I'm still working on that. I gotta find like an app that I could program on this like little machinery right here that it just like makes it fade out instead of like a hard stop like that. So what up? Let me just get the intro in.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
You're listening to
Special Characters.
What up, everybody? I am your host, and this is
New on my cool J.
Sorry, it's been a while since No Special Characters podcast has came out, and for right now, it's just gonna be me. Hopefully, y'all cool with that. If not, I guess I'll see it in like the followship and the listeningship and the viewership. But I wanted to give you guys more No Special Character shows because I do love doing this podcast. I was doing Part-Time Lover. If you guys are tuning into that, thank you. And the issue with Part-Time Lover is that I tried to keep it short, quick, and which I'm still gonna do. I'm just gonna be a segment on the podcast, but I ramble and rabble, and it's a South Park joke if you guys ain't get that. But I like to ramble. I like to go off, and I'm like, yo, I'm just like missing out. Like PTL was always supposed to be like a section of the podcast. And I'm like, you know what, let me just bring back the podcast because there's plenty of things to talk about. And I have time and I have the equipment. I don't know if you guys noticed, because if you guys watch PTL, then you would notice that I've always talked to you from like a different angle. And now I'm at another angle because I'm getting more equipment to like bring more light in. This microphone stand, this little table right here. It all takes up space. And right now I'm just recording out of my room. And as annoying as it is, it's saving me a lot of money because I'm pretty sure I could be going to a studio spending about $70, $80 an hour when I already have all the equipment already. That was the best thing that Christopher told me to do because I was ready to go to a studio, get a producer. I really do want a producer and just go crazy. If you can see the background, the little homie back, Skeletor. This is my gaming. This is my gaming area. I know if you're listening, my bad. I'm just pointing to like mad things that you can't see, but go watch the video on YouTube. And I upgraded my chair to be more comfortable, so I could just sit here and we can all enjoy each other's company and some laughter. Yeah, I like that. This is fun for me. So, all right. Relax. Bitch, relax. Oh, so annoying. And where was I? This fucking annoying bitch threw me off for that. I think I mentioned that in the last time, but I'm here to have fun.
You know the fucking vibes.
And normally, I don't know how long, I'm 5 minutes into this right now. I don't know how that's gonna come out in the edit when I edit. It's gonna be off by like a couple of seconds because like I kind of like to have fun at the beginning before I record. I do that whole like Anchorman shit, like she sells by the seashore. So my pronunciation is better now. Normally I would ask the guys how everybody's doing, but it's me, as I just said. And what up to the fellas? Everybody, my cousin Kev, Steven, my brother. Thank you for everybody that helped with Part-Time Lover and the No Special Characters podcast, and even the listeners, but everybody that's participated with this show that that joined for the interviews, like Travis, what up? Rocket Life, if you can see the clothing. My cousin, my friend Steven, even C's is a huge help with this show too. Samantha, and I feel like I'm forgetting people that just were great, and the reason everybody's not here is because things is happening in life. Everybody's busy, but if you follow me on my Cool J, I've been doing this for a while. Like I've always done a one man show. I just have better equipment now. Before I used to do this with a little tiny phone, like a Galaxy 5. I used to like just hold the camera like this and just talking to the camera and be like, "Hey, this is OnmycoolJae," and then like I have my little like Cool J mix. He probably would sue the shit out of me if he still heard me using that, and I would just ramble. I would talk, to be honest, not to toot my own horn. Yeah, I was ahead of this curve like a while ago. Like all the stuff that we're talking about now, I was talking about 10 years ago. Like Rise of the Technovore. It's about like advancements in computers and how attached we are to shit. Fucking dating advice. Like PTO stems from like me talking about shit 10 years ago that's still relevant to this day. My bad, that was my chair making noise. It's just fun that I'm still doing this. I'm like, maybe one day this gets a payday, maybe it doesn't, but I just love doing this. I like looking in front of this camera and just going. Now, as I said, for now, the show is gonna be like just for me for now. I would love to get everybody back again. I would like to get my cousin back on the show again. I'd like to get Steven back on the show again. And we always needed a fourth person because I just feel like 4 is better. But it's traveling, it's editing, it's producing, it's writing, it's all this stuff that I love to do, but sometimes it's a lot. And then I have a very busy job. So I have a very busy job and it just takes up a lot of my time. So like by the time I get out of work, I don't want to travel. I don't want to lug this stuff around. I don't want to set up. I'm just exhausted. So like even me right now, it's really late at night. I record these shows late at night because like I'll go in at work at like 10 o'clock in the morning and then I'll get home by like 10 o'clock at night. So but I'm just exhausted and I really push myself to do this because I love doing this, as I stated. Now, I love starting this show with music. Like it's just fun for me. I feel like it lifts the spirit. It feels like people probably haven't even heard that song that I'm playing. Sometimes there's a young person, I'll play like an old song and a young person that won't know who the fuck the artist is, which is pretty weird. I'm like, how did you find my show? Because I'm an old head and I think I'm 34. Yeah, I'm only 34 and I be playing shit and the young people be asking that be born in like 2008, a compound sentence if you ask me. Like, who is that? And I'm like, oh, that's such and such. You don't know that person? That's nuts. But that song I just played, I've been bumping for a while. It really resonates with me. It kind of, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to Slaughterhouse, but they kind of broke up. Well, they've been broke up. They haven't dropped music in like 10 years and shit like that. They just finally made that announcement. And Crooked Eye and Joel Ortiz was like, yo, fuck it. This is the last hurrah, the rise and fall of Slaughterhouse. And to be honest, I really resonate with that. I feel like I said that too many times. I really resonate with that album right now. It just explains how I'm feeling. It just explains that kind of like the podcast situation. Like it's not C's left the show. C's is off the show. So whatever. Much success to his show. Much success to whatever he's doing. But that album kind of like, it came out around the time like all this shit with the podcast was going on and like nobody left on bad terms. It's just everybody's schedule conflicts. Some people wanted to talk about different shit and that's dope and all, but I want to talk my shit too. And since I'm home, I'm doing this from the comfort of my room. And thank God my room is big enough that I could shoot this in here. And I still have my gaming station back there. That kind of helps. But if I really wanted to like expand that, I'll just fucking rip this shit out. But yeah, back to that album. Yeah, that's explaining. a lot how I'm feeling. It kind of hit home, and that's the beauty of music and shit like that. For my ASMR people. Now, if you would notice in this show, I use like a lot of sound effects. Like this is my favorite one right now.
It's okay. No one has to know, baby girl.
Yo, so if you watch the original video, it's pretty fucking funny. But have you guys ever been fixated on a sound and it just triggers like a whole nother memory? Like I love instrumentals. I like beats. I like my favorite kind of instrumental is sampling. And I'm like, oh, that's from such and such. And that song was made in the 70s by this artist, or this little beat is this little note right here is from this song. And this little note right there is from that song. I fixate on shit like that. It's pretty bad. So I'm out here trying to find like a little thing to announce like the next segment, right? So like I'm bringing back the Cool Report. If you guys remember, the Cool Report is just like, oh, me just announcing shit like that. We had that on the podcast. We just called it like the Entertainment Weekly section. But originally when I started this, I used to do this thing called the Cool Report. And now to start that process, I'll be like,
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
so I'm looking for stuff like this, right? And in the middle of my searches, I come across this noise. Let me see how much time I got on the clock. I think, yeah, we got plenty of time on the clock, baby. So I come across this noise, and this noise just consumed my life. Like I was stuck here. Like I have to figure out what song this is. And here it comes. Hold on, let me raise that up. My bad. So I'm like, wait. Because I was going to use this. And I'm like, no, this is a song. And I'm like, what song is this? And I thought of the artist right away. I said, I know the artist. This song's mad old. And I'm like, this is like a video game sound. So I'm like, yo, but in the song, they just used it over and over and over. Whoever did that was a genius. Whoever created that song was a genius. And spent like a good hour or two. So it was like 2:00 in the morning, right? And I'm like, I got to figure this shit out. So I'm on Spotify. We're on Spotify too. Going through, and Apple Music, and Stitcher, and Anchor, and all this. Wherever you could listen to podcasts, I'm there. We're there. I'm there. But I'm fixated on this sound, right? And I'm like, yo, looking. And to avail, like, just like no luck. Let me see. So I'm looking through each album individually. So I'm going through Live Long ASAP. Then I'm going through the deluxe version. Then I'm going to the God Hour. Then At Long Last and Text. This is like a goddamn ASAP Rocky fucking podcast right now. But I'm going through all this stuff to find it 2 hours later. A whole 2 hours. Now it's 4:00 in the morning. And please comment like around this time, like right now. Like this is the 14-minute mark, right? So just comment like, yo, I know that beat. I know the song you're talking about, and I'll let you know if you're right. But I'm about to play it anyway, and it just killed me. And now it's 4:00 in the morning. I was like, I figured it out. Eureka. I'm like,
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
and I'm like fucking bugging out because now I'm blasting this shit at 4:00 in the morning. And
I keep 2 killers with me, keep 2 bitches with me, 2 guns with me.
10 years ago.
I be that pretty motherfucker, man, this the birth of Pretty Flacco, nigga. I mean, I be that.
Not even mixed and mastered. You hear how terrible that sounds? Swag, because I'm killing them. I think I did an edit to this shit.
Skinny nigga, pretty
Hey.
Nigga gripping that chopper. Party like the rocker, but my niggas louder than Flocka. Whip gang proper.
I think I'm gonna get flagged like crazy.
Body partner, and you niggas talking that Tonga. I'm as famous as Mozart.
Yeah. I think that's the best I could do is just fade it out like that. And it's still blasting, but yeah. So I'm going crazy at 4 o'clock in the morning, blasting that. Meanwhile, I got to be ready for work in like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and like 5 hours. It's a pretty decent amount of time to sleep, but yeah. You guys ever deal with that? Like you're just like a lyric will be stuck in your head, and it's just there. Like, what song is that? I know the song. Or the worst is when like a song gets stuck in your head and it won't just leave. Like all those Encanto songs are like, let it go, and it's just fucking going over and over and over in your head, and it's just running amok in there.
Ah, you're teasing me, naughty.
Now, like this voice has been stuck in my head. This is another sound I was been looking for to using. I haven't found the proper area to insert it. But I'm just letting y'all know what's in the arsenal and shit like that. All right, so let's see. I still got time. Now, this is still technically the portion of the show where I would be talking about my life, and all the time something happens in my life that it's just so funny that I'm like going through it, and it's like, does anybody else go through this? Like, I'm probably gonna. All right, so I have about like 6 banks. See, there goes my pronunciation again. I have about 6 bank accounts, right? So each bank account has a specific amount of money in it. Each bank account pays a certain bill. Each bank account just does whatever. Each bank account, I even have a bank account that just save. I have a saving bank account. I have an account for food. Like I only use that card to buy food. That's like the most atrocious list of shit when you get your bank statement and it's like McDonald's, Burger King, McDonald's. Yeah. But
It's okay. No one has to know, baby girl.
so because of 6 accounts, I tend to forget, like, all right, which account has enough money for me to remember, but I have overdraft protection and shit like that, so I'm fine. Now, this about 2 days ago, one of my accounts is hooked up for my car, and the other account is hooked up for HBO. So I had enough money to pay my car, but I was shy like $6 for paying HBO. So I got an overdraft fee, which is like $12. Normally it's $35, and they still like violate you with taking the money. So I'm like, all right, they took the $7 out of this credit card, and they charged me $12, which I find fucking annoying that I got charged $12 for not having $6. So I was like, all right, I'm probably gonna argue that. But then I noticed I'm in the red, negative $12. So I'm like, I called them. I'm like, yo, how I'm gonna be negative $12 with the overdraft protection fee? I was like, why y'all charging me $12 for the account that has no money? That makes no sense. And then I'm looking further into it. They're holding the $14 to HBO. No, I'm sorry, $15 to HBO. And I'm like, yo, you guys should have just paused it then, because HBO charges you the next day if you don't have that money in the account that day. And they're like, oh, we're just gonna hold it. I'm like, hold it for what? I'm like, then you're robbing me of 12 plus 7. It's probably a high number. I'm gonna guess it's 19. I'm not a mathematician here, but I'm like, so you're charging me for not having the money, then you're holding onto the money, which means I'm gonna lose my HBO services. I was like, nah, that ain't it, chief. Like, how could you charge me that money and then be like, yo, we're still not gonna pay them. We're gonna hold. I'm like, what is this? The mob? Am I being extorted here for $12? So I'm like, yo, fuck it. I get paid the next day. I'll deal with it when I get paid, right? I wake up in the morning. It's complete chaos that morning. That was yesterday. So yesterday was complete chaos for me. It was just one of those days where it's just so bad that it just keeps getting more bad. and it just piles up. Like, I think I might have actually died. I could have died yesterday, to be honest, because like as I mentioned before, I'm a diabetic, and I took some insulin, and my joint was at, all right, so the range for diabetes is 80 to 180, right? Pretty simple numbers. You keep it there, and you're Gucci, right? Now, diabetic issues is 300, right? Now, that can happen if you have, like, just too much sugar. Like, it happens. So, the night before, I'm about 300. So, I'm touching the line, but it's like, all right, I'm going to just take my insulin, and then boom, I should be straight. I get woken up, right? I get woken up abruptly. Like, you hear my siren, it was just as loud as that siren. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, my blood sugar can't be going crazy like that, right? It can't be fucking ringing off like that. That's
Different.
exactly. Thanks, Buds. Thank you for answering that for me. It's so different. I'm like, yo, like, it's ringing off like every 3 minutes, and I'm just being a complete lazy fuck, and I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. So 3 hours later, I'm in the shower, and the shit's still going off. It's interrupting my music flow, and I'm like, all right, fuck it, let me just ring this shit. And this shit said like 69. And I'm like, oh, that's the red zone. That's diabetic coma numbers. That's me being lethargic. And like if you know any diabetics, when the blood sugar drops down low, it's kind of like they're drunk. And drunk people don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just go on with their lives, and they think shit is fine until like they regulate by somehow doing the shit that got us there and eating a piece of chocolate or some shit like that. So that's how I started my morning. I'm like, damn, I could have went to a coma. I didn't ring myself up till I'm in the shower. I could slip and fall. I slip and fall. I'm like, there was nobody home. I'm like, yo, somebody would have found me in a tub, butt ass naked, with Shea Moisture in my hair. That's not a sponsor, but I do like using their product. And I'm like, God damn. Then more bad news came in. And I'm like, yo, God damn, this is just a shitty day, bro. This shit's not it. But yeah. Right when I'm thinking, like, all right, I was like, I got paid today. Let me check. I got hit with another overdraft fee for not having the overdraft fee in the fucking account. So now I'm just livid. I'm like, yo, this is such bullshit. I'm like, yo. So I was talking to like Samantha, and I was like, yo, this is not it. I'm going to go back to sleep and restart over again. And I'm like, wait, I can't do that because I probably won't go back up. I probably won't wake back up. So I was like, let me just move on with my life and shit like that. But yeah, I kind of like doing this right here where I kind of tell people like things that happen in my life. And because I find it entertaining. I know other people find it entertaining. Like sometimes I'm a dick. I say dumb shit. I have like, sometimes I just say whatever's coming out of my mouth. Hey, yo! That's a huge pause moment right there. All right.
Daddy, chill.
All right. Cause that was kind of loud. I forgot how loud that Ayo was. But, yeah, I just have random dumb moments like that. And like right now, if the guys are here, they'll be like, oh, why don't you just have more money in your account or some stupid shit that would upset me. But yeah, I miss that shit. I miss the guys. I miss talking to the guys. It's fun like that. We still play Call of Duty and we talk shit to each other. Mr. Funny Hands is my name if you guys want to see it. Yeah, fucking good times. And now let's see. This is episode 38. Like, it's been a while since I actually sat down and constructed something for the podcast because I'm so used to like doing shorts like PTL and the Cool Report lately that it's like, all right, let me just compress everything. But I love talking. This is it for me. I have fun doing this shit. Now, let's get to exactly what I bought this drop for.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Now, this is the Cool Report, and I got to use my other drop because I don't know. I'm thinking about stop introducing myself as
New OnmycoolJae.
I'm considering it. I love that drop, though. That's my most funnest drop that I ever had. If I could find my OnmycoolJae drop that I used to do, I would, but I'm pretty sure I have mad copyright infringements right now. So yeah, I kind of want to start monetizing off of these and start doing commercials for Anchor, which I'm gonna do with Anchor soon because Anchor has been actually great to us. It's been great to the No Special Character podcast. It's got us out there, got our name out there. I mentioned it mad times before where we were getting streams from, listens to, and I'm like, all right. And then New York City and Long Island. And they broke it down by region. Like, all right. So we had like a good listening in the Bronx. What up? We had a good listening in Brooklyn, Queens. We had a nice in specific areas like Ronkonkoma. That's Sam and Kevin listening to it. So they're like, you have 2 listeners in this area. And I'm like, that's my cousin. Or like, oh, in Baldwin. I was like, all right, I know who's listening to it in Baldwin and shit like that. Or like, oh, in Hollis, Queens and Cambria Heights. Or even New Jersey, like that's my friend Beans listening to it, and it's just great that this show gets support like that, and I hope it continues. And hopefully I drop merch and stuff like that, and hopefully I could promote people's merch because I would love to do that if I could help some of my friends that are starting their businesses, like my friend Alex. What's the name of her business? Let me give it a shout out. I should know it by hand, but it's very Frenchy. It's like very je ne sais quoi. I'm pretty sure I'm using that wrong, but yeah. It's called La Sue Boutique. Yeah, she has dope shit for girls. And I would love to help her with this show if it gets exposure and shit like that, because that's the kind of person I am. I just love doing this shit. And back to where we was. Let me hit it again.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
So what I really wanted was to be a little like a telegram noise, like toot, 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 but I couldn't find it. So SpongeBob always comes in clutch. So this is the Cool Report segment, which I used to get in front of the camera and be like, I used to say stupid shit like, oh, in today's news, ASAP Rocky was arrested for that shooting that happened in Las Vegas, but he has yet to be brought up in charges for shooting up Rihanna's club. I would say dumb shit like that, and it would be entertaining to me. I don't know if anybody else found that entertaining, but I fucking had jokes doing that shit. So one of the things I have listed is, can somebody take Britney Spears' fucking phone away? Like, she is running amok on Instagram. Like, she just posted a picture nude of her dog, and I'm like, yo, I don't think I've ever been comfortable with my dog seeing me naked. I'm not even comfortable with people seeing me naked. I don't even like looking at myself naked. I got like that Peter Griffin body where like you can't see anything that's going on down there because of my belly. Yeah.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Yeah, so somebody has to take it. Yeah, I said mad times. I'm gonna get fucking sued by fucking Fat Joe. No, who had the Usher had the song. Yeah. Somebody has to like calm that shit down. Whoever gave her rights back needs to like take back a little. That sounds fucked up. The feminists are probably gonna get at me for that one. Yeah, but she is wilding, and I think I'm gonna do. I don't know. I'm lazy with the editing lately, where I kind of just want to put like little clips out, and be like, yo, this is what she's doing right here, and like in case people missed it. Let's see. The next one is that's not it. My bad. I'm a little slow, but it's late. Like give me a break. Is oh god. Have you guys heard the Benzino diss track yet? I don't even know if you guys know what's going on with Benzino. Benzino used to be wild homophobic. He used to say the F word. If you don't know what the F word is, go tune into the last episode because we was wilding in the last episode. Fucking the guys are talking some crazy shit. But that's what made that shit so great is that we were talking crazy shit like that. But Benzino was wild homophobic back in the day. Like most 90s rappers were. And they would be like, hey, you faggot. And it's like, wait. I don't think he means a bunch of sticks. Like, why is he saying that? Oh, my God. Which would totally not fly in today's world. I'm pretty sure I should bleep that out, but I'm not. So it's kind of funny that he's like dating a transgender while he was just arrested for harassing his ex-wife. on her property for talking to some dude, and like he was like, "Yo, the guy threatened to shoot him." But I'm like, if you look at Benzino looks like a fucking brolic ass pit bull, and like he looks like he's like does a lot of steroids. And he's gonna roid rage. You don't have time for that shit. So if that guy had a gun on him, I could see why he would be like, "Yo, I will shoot you if you touch me," because Benzino might have rabies. All right, spread that news. Like, tell the villagers. Now, back. I think her name is Shauna. But 50 Cent be calling her Sean. Nah. Yo, he's so petty. But this is the song. Yeah, Shauna. Damn, name dropping. Takashi. Oh God. Wow. Oh shit. Okay. Now he loves transgenders. He has no money to trap. She does. Wait, I was gonna say something. Let me just shut up.
You're teasing me. Naughty, naughty.
I don't know. That's exactly how Benzino's taking it.
You know the fucking vibe?
Because that's the real tea.
Yo. That's the issue with being in the entertainment light. Like, somebody's gonna drop a fucking diss track. Yeah, that was also a conversation that they had in the Joe Budden conversation that I tried to have here, and it was like, yo, what do you do if you date an artist that like raps for a living? Like, right, they're gonna mention that shit in their music, and they're kind of throw shots at you, kind of like what happened to Benzino, but that was like more like a love poem or some shit. I don't know. I'm like, that's some shit. Like, imagine like you're in an argument with your girl, she just starts giving you gun bars. Like, click, clack, get back. Because that's how they rap now. They say like 2 words and then they make a noise and people go crazy. Wild annoying. Well, that probably just shows the age of me, but yeah. Benzino's going through a lot with his wife, his partner, his daughter, his foreclosures. Like, fam, you can't catch a break. And all this time he's talking shit about Eminem. Like, yo, leave Eminem alone and leave Curtis alone, because Curtis has the time. Like, that's the only billionaire I know that has all this time to fuck with people. Let's see what else I got. A Virgin Atlantic flight had to turn back due to pilot not finishing his pilot course. What? Like, what? What do you mean you didn't finish your course? What the fuck is a soul plane? Like, what is that? Like, how does that work? Like, nah, Soul Plane had a nice joke with Snoop Dogg training with the jihadists on 9/11. That was a pretty funny, deep joke that you can't make these days no more. And he had pictures too. So that's fucking nuts. Like, all right, if he got the plane in the air, right? He got it to the right altitude, right? There's a co-pilot, or was he the co-pilot? Nah, I think he was the real pilot, and the co-pilot was still it was a trainee, and they said, wait, you're not certified. Please turn the plane around and go land it. Like, what couldn't he finish? Because he landed the plane fine, right? Like, everybody's alive to talk about it. So I'm like, that's nuts. So I think they were going from London to New York, right? Going to London to New York. I think maybe 40, 50 minutes in, they was like, wait, that's not the person. And they turned the fucking plane around. Nah, son, I'm gonna be tight. And then they had like a 4-hour layover back in London. And the airline was like, Virgin Airlines, like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers ain't getting a refund. If anything, we charging you for the peanuts you fucking took. Like, nah, sit down there and let's figure this shit out. Only Virgin Airlines. That's like fucking Spirit. Like, I would never take Spirit. Spirit's like taking a bus in the sky. That's just not gonna work out, buddy. Yeah, fucking crazy. What else we got? Oh, I don't know. All right, I got 2 more of these, and It's the two ones I could go 3 more of these, and I could probably go deep into that. Hold up. I know I caught myself. Don't worry. Let's see. Hey, yo! So, DK Metcalf says Russell Wilson is not a square. And I have a lot of issue with this topic. Not with what he said, because he's absolutely right. He's not a square, but what makes a square a square? Like, I really need something to come out of this conversation. This is where I wish I had a group of people to be like, yo, so Russell Wilson, I don't think he took Ciara away. He just got a hold of Ciara and shit worked out. And Ciara came with baggage, and he eventually like the kid. He's raising the kid as his own, and the kid's father's Future, and Future's just running around like putting dick and everything, like you're supposed to when you have money like that and you're just having fun. And he doesn't. I don't want to say he doesn't take care of his kid, because that's just such a wild statement, but he's not in the role like he should be, like a true father should be. He should be at all the fucking games, the fucking recitals, like seeing small things, like little things that matter, that really matter. They're not so little. They impact your kid's life. They show it all the time on Instagram, where like this kid, there's always some kid and he's like, yo, where's my daddy? And luckily, well, he was always going to get the support because his mom is Ciara, and Ciara makes money, right? But there's a positive male role model in his life, right? Like he's basically raising dude's son. And I don't know the circumstances, if he doesn't want to raise his son, he doesn't have times, or they're just are not the best of terms. But I always think of that Jay-Z line, and it was like, yo, just imagine in the future other people playing football with your son, and that's basically what's happening. That was a great line that Future took to heart, but I didn't see that as a diss, but it's just more of a realistic thing that's actually happened to you in your life, and it's kind of crazy. But dudes were hating on Russell Wilson and saying, you know, he's a corn for that. He's mad fake, and I'm like, why? Because he's being a father. That's what makes him the square. That's what makes him corny. I'm like, yo, that lets you know that you didn't grow up with the right tools in your mind, because you're over here big enough Future, because he's over here popping pills and slaying bitches, and that's what you guys are endorsing. And to be honest, if you listen to Future music, he's really like sad. He's not happy. He's like crying for help in all of his albums, and like everybody's just dancing to this shit. Like, yeah, March Madness, let's go. Fucking mask off. And it's pretty fucking wild. But yeah, I don't think Russell Wilson's a square. I think he stood up. I think he did exactly what he was supposed to do, especially since he wanted to be in her life. And then if you're going to be in her life, then you're going to have to be a supportive role model in his life, or else you're just wasting fucking time, and then you're just a dog. But I don't know. I can't tell if I was on the point, off the point, all over the point. But that's how I feel on that situation. Like, I don't think he's a square. You're not a square for being a good person and a good father. Like, you're bugging. And if Future really had an issue with this dude raising his kid, and then he should have just been like fought for full custody, which I'm pretty sure he can't do because he's touring and shit. But that's what I would figure a person that wants to be in his son's life would do. But that's just me. Hey, who am I? I have no kids, so I mean, I really have no dog in that race. I think that's the proper phrase. But yeah, that's just the way I feel. Being a good father does not make you corny. This new chair makes a lot of noises, but it's really comfortable. Let's see what the next topic is. I am like this, and it's 3:00 in the morning. Ning, 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 ning. Yeah. All right. Dave Chappelle. He did exactly what Chris Rock should have did. Like, honestly. Chris Rock should have gave Will Smith the Beats by Dre. It should have been Merry Fistmas, as Ice would say. Like, yeah, dude got his ass whipped. And a comedian was making fun of the situation, and he said exactly what should have happened. I'm like, yo, if you're going to rush somebody like Dave Chappelle, just know there's a whole entourage, first of all, his security was slacking because that guy should have never even got that close to him. Also, the other part was he had a gun knife, but I don't think the gun was real, only the knife, which doesn't make it better. And if he really was on that time, he would have definitely hurt Dave, and Dave is a legend. Dave is the best. But dude that did it, I'm not trying to give him tips for the next round. You don't run into the back where there's no cameras, all right? You stay in the front and you let the police grab you because they beat the dog shit out of him. His fucking arm is all fucked up. That shit. He's double jointed now from that picture that I saw. It's over. Why would you rush Dave Chappelle? Like, did he even begin saying it? Dave Chappelle's not even that offensive. He's very political, but not, I don't know. He's been getting a lot of shit from the transgender community, and the crazy shit was, I don't know if it was true, but they said that dude was part of the transgender community, which means, is that an attack on Dave Chappelle? Is the LGBTQ like declaring war against Dave Chappelle? Because that's wild. Like, that's just a wild topic, theory, everything. But as long as Dave is fine, I'm good. And Chris Rock made that joke, and I think Eddie Murphy was there too. I think he was in the mix too. It's wild. And the reason this segues into what I want to talk about next is because I'm thinking about Cat Williams. I don't know if you guys saw that today. It actually just happened like a couple of hours ago where the footage came out. And it's her name is, they're calling her Amber Turd because she took a shit in the bedroom. But yeah, Shorty was on a stand, right? And she was blowing her nose, and she was posing for the camera to take a picture of her blowing her nose. So she looks distraught, like she's crying and all this shit. Yo, the paparazzi game, the picture game, the news game is fucked up. And I have a real issue with them because something personal that I can't speak on this platform about really happened, and they twisted some shit up with some things with some family members and shit like that. So it's crazy. It's annoying, but yeah. So I was watching the shit, and she got caught doing something else. So she's blowing her nose, she takes a picture, and then she like completely stops and looks away. But then they catch her blowing her nose again, but this time it's weird, right? You know when you blow your nose, you go like this, right? You do like a little nostril blowing motion. I don't know if that's the proper vernacular, but whatever. But it looked like she was sniffing, right? So normally when you blow your nose, you're just like, all right, and then you're done. I'm like, no, when you blow your nose into a napkin, that's it. It's over with. This one looked like she was doing cocaine, like she was doing booger sugar. It was pretty wild. Like the way that looked, it did not look good. I felt like Cat Williams, which brings me back to the comedian shit, was like, motherfucker, do you know that I could see you? So she was like into like the napkin, and I'm like, wait, that looked just weird. And then like she did the typical like coke nose cleanup. She was like all of that. So it was pretty entertaining. But what brings me to this conversation, what I really want to talk about is they're doing this in Kansas, right? So this case is happening in Kansas, and what's so crazy about it is every morning a mob of people are waiting for Johnny Depp to give him gifts. And I'm like, still kind of dangerous to me, Johnny. Like, I wouldn't even be taking gifts, but that's probably what makes you and me, because, I have trust issues, which you should have too, because you were getting abused. Now, I've thought about this, and they're calling her Amber Turd, right? So Johnny comes in, everybody gives him gifts. He rolls down the window, he takes gifts, he takes envelopes, he's taking all this shit, and he just looks like the best person in the world. And here comes Amber Rose pulling up in a Silverado. He pulled up in a limousine and she's pulling up in a Silverado. Like, she just wasn't an Aquaman and she just made all this money. Like, shit is nuts. And motherfuckers is like, when Johnny pulled up, basically, it was all like mad cheering, mad applause. They're like, Johnny, you're so brave. And then when she pulled up, I can't even play Buddhist, man. It was more like, and then one girl was like, you suck. And all I could think about was like, all right. The business side of me was like, all right, they're calling her Amber Turd. And I would throw shit. Like the way they're throwing shit at Johnny's car, but they're like letters and roses and shit like that. I would throw, you can't throw shit at a car, but the next best thing that you can do. And if somebody steals this, I want 10%. All right. Saying this now. I already said this. Dibs. I would sell poop emojis in front of the courthouse so they could throw it at the car. You know how fucking hilarious that'll be? That would make the news everywhere. A bunch of fucking poop fucking emojis, like plushies, and they're just throwing it. Or like little ones, like little slime poops. And like it sticks to the car and then it just like slides off really slow. That'll be fucking jokes because that's what they're calling her right now, Amber Turd. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this because this might go into bullying. Like, but I would love to see it so I could be on the news and I could be like, yo, I talked about it and I seen them. Yeah, like that'll be crazy. But if Amber Heard's team is probably saying this shit with this, they have fucking terrible lawyers.
Y'all don't say that.
That's just true. Like, how the fuck do you object to your own question? Like, that's nuts. Like, yo, if that was my lawyer, he would be fired on the spot. That dude is doing terrible. They brought a psychiatrist. It didn't get any better. They're just, it's just a fucking mess. But I feel every time the media does something like this to get our attention, and I'm not helping because I'm talking about it, there's something else going on in the background. Like, yeah, there's just so much shit that's transpiring. Like, there's like what's her name, Maxine Gislaine. Like, I'm too lazy to look it up. I know I have my phone right here and I can look it up. My cousin would probably be like, "Why don't you look it up?" But no, you know, that pedophile island, those pedophile island people, yeah, those people. I'm pretty sure that case is going on. Mad shit is going on. Where the fuck are the indictments on that? Mad names are listed and nobody has yet to be arrested. Shit is fucking nuts. Let's see what else is on the Cool Report. That's how I used to do this shit before. Like, I'm on my Cool J and welcome to the Cool Report. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Probably should do that. Do some showman shit. Now it's getting real late. You probably see it in my face. I'm tired, but oh well. Now, we were talking a while back. This is not on the list, so I'm gonna freestyle this. We're talking metaverse, right? I was talking metaverse with my cousin Kevin.
Different.
That's his voice, and I was like, "Yo," I was listening to the JBP, right? And the JBP were saying that, yo, Ice was at his boy's house, or was it Ish? One of them was at their boy's house, right? And dude was watching the game from the Oculus, the new Oculus. I have the old Oculus, which is still pretty good because that shit threw my senses off when I was trying it. So dude was watching the game from his living room with the Oculus, and he told his boy put it on, and they were watching the game right in front of them, like they were in the fucking stadium, and that's fucking nuts because the metaverse is going crazy. We were talking about metaverse before. We didn't get really into it. People thought it was a joke. I can't take it as a joke when people are spending real money for a fucking VR place, right? Now, my little brain starts thinking, and I'm like, wait. Metaverse conversation kind of happened around the time COVID was happening, right? Now, I'm looking back, scaling back, looking at the bigger picture. I'm like, all right, COVID happened. Everybody had to quarantine, stay home. This is when everybody's on social media heavy. Everybody started a podcast. Everybody just did all this crazy shit, right? Now, since everybody's isolated, everybody got used to kind of, if you were lucky enough, you were able to work from home. So now you're just used to like being in a little workstation, just typing all goddamn day. Right? So I was like, all right, that's kind of like conditioning. Then I don't know about everywhere else, but in New York, the living conditions keep getting smaller and smaller. So studies came out, not studies, an article came out, and they were like, a studio apartment in Harlem is about $3,500 a month. Then I'm like, wait, that's a lot. And don't even get me started on that, because like some of the conversations our parents have, like, oh, you know, a lot of kids still live with their parents, and because they're lazy and they don't get to grasp the idea of inflation, and that I'm making probably way more money than you were making at this age, and it's hard to get a house. This fucking market is actually doing pretty good. I was gonna say volatile, but not really. It's pretty good. You just gotta have your shit together. But $3,500 for a fucking studio apartment is fucking nuts. Like, that's crazy. Like, think about that. $3,500 a fucking month, not including utilities. Nah, son. That's wild. But that's the city right now, so it's fucking crazy. And I'm getting off topic, but they were saying, we mentioned it a couple episodes ago. All right, this guy spent like about $60,000 of real money to buy a virtual place, to buy a house in Snoop Dogg's village, or Snoop Dogg village, whatever it's called. Shit, if I'm Snoop Dogg, I'm calling that shit the Dog Pound, right? Like, that's the name of my community, the Dog Pound, yo, LBC all day. And let me get back on topic. So I'm like, all right, so your people are spending real money on real beautiful fake apartments on the metaverse, right? Then I start thinking about surrogates, but surrogates isn't really it's really more of that movie The Gamer, right? Which is pretty funny because there's a whole gaming station behind me, right? And I'm kind of losing track here, but The Gamer was more like, all right, we're inside this world. No, you could rent bodies, right? You could rent somebody's body. That's fucking nuts. And then you could live your life through that little mechanical body. You could have them running around, committing crime, beating each other up, shit like that. It was like a real life Sims world of shit. So I'm thinking metaverse, and I'm like, all right, people are buying places with real money in this world, and you just sit in a chair, kind of like I feel like I'm fucking predicting some shit for myself as well. But you're sitting in a comfortable chair like this, you put on your Oculus, and now boom, you're in this world where you have this home now. So if we go into this direction, right, where people start living vicariously through this fucking video game system, and then you just sit in your chair, then you have no issue paying $3,500 to fucking be in a fucking studio apartment. You could probably share the fucking apartment with mad people, because all you're gonna do is get addicted to playing this game where you would log on, and guess what? You probably have a whole fucking mansion in the system. Because I know in GTA, I'm poor in real life. Not really. I'm just making the point that I'm poor. I'm rich I'm rich in morals, but I'm poor in real life compared to like the market and all this shit. But in Grand Theft Auto, I have 3 fucking condos, about 17 fucking cars. I have a fucking Bugatti. I have a Lamborghini. I have a Porsche. I have mad shit, mad motorcycles, mad all of this shit. And it's like, is that what that's going to be like? Because then, for me, I never got into GTA. GTA just wasn't it for me. Like, I would like change my clothes and shit like that, but all my characters will still look like me. They will still be fat. And I'm pretty good at making my avatars. My avatars are all fire. All my avatars really do look like me. But that's the only thing I'm thinking of is like, yo, all right, so you're going to go to the metaverse where you spent all this money to build up a character that's probably not even really you, right? Because you're always going to tweak some shit. Like in GTA, the reason I didn't give a shit about GTA, what my character looked like, You know, the one thing I would say about my character, but I don't think it was an option, was the height. Because I'm not that tall. You're probably looking at my setup right now like, all right, like this desk looks kind of high. So it's like, all right, so you're going to build yourself up to be this fake character. And you're just going to forget about your real life, right? Because your real life technically sucks. You're sitting in a chair in a fucking studio apartment. And hopefully you can make some money in the metaverse that brings in real money to afford that $3,500 rent. Or else you're probably living in a basement, a shared basement with people that think they're somebody's in this world. I don't know. It's just so many. I really wish I had people to talk the subject with, because it's just such a fucking fun subject. It's just great. And it's kind of like that, what's that shit show? That fucking show called Black Mirror, where like those two guys are in the video game and they were having sex with each other. It's not gay because one of us is a guy and one of us is a woman. I'm like, no, that's pretty gay, bro. Yeah. So this has been the Cool Report. Just shit I like talking about, news. I love it. I know people try to be like, it's entertainment news, but it's not news. But it's just fun shit, because the world is filled with mad serious news, and I leave that for my cousin Kevin, because he likes posting that shit. Like, and this girl Laurel, fucking Laurel be like, you know, there's a food shortage coming, and you better be ready. I'm like, you better know how to do this, and you better know how to do that. I'm like, bitch, you're a nail tech. Like, you better be ready. Like, at least I'm a little bit ahead of the curve with some people, and I actually know how to shoot a gun and actually hit the target and fucking be good if we ever get down to that way. My sister's in agriculture. She knows how to grow food and fucking irrigate water. Her boyfriend's a Mexican, so that's the same shit too. I think I'm straight. P.S. No offense to Mexicans, but y'all cool. All right, I know that sounded mad disrespectful. And we're back. I didn't stop recording. I just like hitting that button because it's fun. Now off to the next section. This is the parts I'm probably going to clip up because I have a lot of fun doing this section. I was looking for... I'm making mad noise. I was looking for like a little intro. I'm paying somebody to do an intro for me, but since I'm doing it on the podcast, I got to figure out how I'm going to do it again. But... oh no, wrong application. Hey, it's that time. All right, come on. PTL. Hey. Hey. Thank you for tuning in to Part-Time Lover. I really have fun doing this because this is kind of where I interact with people and I talk to people and like people send shit and it's just so fucking funny. I'm actually gonna have to redo the surveys again because I'm kind of like skimming through things. Some topics are cool and some topics I can't talk about. Some topics are a little bit too serious and it's like not to be like this is to entertain. I like entertaining people. Hopefully you're entertained watching this. Hopefully this is not a snooze fest. But yeah. I'm going to have to start doing the surveys again and get some more questions in because I do have fun doing that shit. And like, sometimes people just want to be like anonymous, which is cool. And sometimes I want to be like, no, motherfucker, I'm saying your name. So let's go with the first question. Let's see if I can get my Siri to work. Let's go. My fucking fingers are too small.
My girl be laughing at other men's jokes, but not at mine.
Oh, that's easy. This is a meme, actually. So I feel like maybe this shouldn't count as a question. But memorize that joke. Like, word for word. Not even word for word. You can even tweak it to make it a little bit funnier and repeat it in the week. If she doesn't fucking laugh to that joke, you're fucking boring. Like, you need to step it up. But probably she's with you because... maybe boring's her bag. But yeah, that's the best thing I can tell you. She's laughing at other people's, or are you making too much out of it? Like, nah. If my girl's laughing at another man's jokes, like nah. Like he better be a fucking comedian. That better be Andrew Schultz, fucking Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, somebody that's actually fucking funny. Because if they're doing it like my stapler didn't have staples in it jokes, I'm like, nah, bitch, you fucking them, you fucking whore. I'm thirsty again. So yeah, now memorize the jokes, repeat the joke, and see if it happens. Maybe you're just not funny, bro. Like, you got to remember that. You got to remember that. You got to know that. Like, are you funny with your friends? Because I don't think my friends consider me funny. I say stupid shit every now and then, but I don't think they think I'm funny. But I know a lot of girls be like, "Oh my God, you're so funny," but that's just because they're trying to sleep with me and get into my pants. And I'm like, no, bitch, I'm married to the podcast. That's just the road I chose. All right. Next question. I'm too lazy to say their names or where they're from. I'll get back on it the next episode. All right. Next question.
I'm meeting the family, and I feel like her dad and brothers are gonna press me.
All right. Don't know why Siri sounded like that just now. All right. You're gonna meet the family for the first time, and you're scared of the brothers. Are you scared of the men in the family? See, you can't do that, baby. You gotta be fucking alpha male. You gotta let them know that you're there to protect their little girl, or their sister, or whatever. You can't go in there shook and shit, bro. Also, you worried about the wrong people. You worried about the brothers and dad. That's not who you gotta get past. You gotta get past the mom. The mom is the one that's the gatekeeper. The mom is the one that's be like, nah, he's good. Leave him alone. The mom is the one that's gonna be your go-to person, bro. Not the dad. The dads are very all right. Whatever. You pass the challenges. All right, we're done. Whatever. Like, think about it. The mom is the person to go to unless she has a shitty relationship with her mom, and then that's more baggage for you to deal with down the line. So, yeah, you worried about the wrong thing, playboy. Because the dad's gonna be like, "What are your intentions with my daughter?" And the brother's gonna be like, "Why are you trying to fuck my sister?" And the other sister's gonna be like, "When you gonna fuck me?" Stuff. It's too late for me to be talking all this shit. But yeah, that's exactly where it's at. Like, you worried about the wrong thing. Just be confident and let them know who you are. Let them see the reasons why she likes you. Unless she's the fucking idiot of the family, right? The one that always chooses the wrong boyfriend, right? The one that relationships never last. Like, if they look at you and they're just like, "What up?" The minute they go, "What up?" that means, fam, this is not their first rodeo. She's been doing this show for a while. They got front row tickets. They're getting ready to start scalping the tickets because they're probably seeing that it's probably a funny ass show that they could probably sell. So yeah, that's where I am on that topic. Like, also, the fuck they gonna do? Like, all right, yeah, I'm dating your daughter. Fuck. Like, you gonna fight me, old man? Go ahead, fight me. Find out how good my lawyers are, because you're probably gonna beat the shit out of me, and I'm gonna sue you, and I'm probably gonna take your house. But that's just my mindset. Like, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. That's why the show's called Part-Time Lover. All right. So I wish I had some drum rolls. That was mad weak. I have no drums. I really don't. Oh, wow. What's this one? Oh, no. The next question is pretty wild. Like, this is why I probably didn't say no names for this episode of PTO. Because I normally say names. I'd be like, "Oh, this is such from this place. Hey, man, what up to everybody in your town?" and shit like that, right? Nah, not this one. This one is pretty fucking funny. Like, this is one of those things that be like, "You didn't get that question." They're going to be like, "You didn't get that question. You probably made that up." Nah, this shit is bad funny.
My girl tried to put me in the missionary position.
Family. What? Hold up. Huh? What do you mean? Like, she tried to put you in the missionary position? That's impossible, family. Like, what? Like, when she tried to get you to go to third world countries and preach to Jesus, to teach them the word? What do you mean she tried to get you in the missionary position? That's impossible. All right. No, you see that? No. Yes. No. Yes. Maybe. No. I don't get that, bro. Like, is she bigger than you? Like, she has to be bigger than you, right? Because girls that are that are normally bigger than their man, they be trying to like pull off some shit, like some real dominant shit, right? Because I'm short, and I've had girls like try to do some wild shit, but that's beyond me. We're not talking about me. We're talking about you. What, fam? So she said like, what did she like? Yo, get in your back. You're probably like, yo, she's gonna lift your legs up. Wait, what? Did you let it happen? Did it get there? Like, did she choke you by your neck? Son, yo, does she make more money than you? There's just so many things that compiles into this conversation. Like, fam, what do you mean? And you were cool with that? When did you stop? When did you say like, yo, this is enough? When did you yell out pineapples? Like, it's just so much. Did you record it? Is there a video? Because I will pay to see that video right now. I'm like, wait, how did this happen? Like, I have to see what the transition is for that shit. Because that's a wild transition. Like, for real, bro. Like, I've heard girls. I have a homegirl. We call her Peg the Stallion. All she does is she talks about being in relationships with these fucking overachieving ass dudes that are big as fuck, rich, and they have money, and they play sports, and then she fucks them. And the thing before she fucks them is that she has a drawer full of dildos, and she'll ask them like, yo, pick the one that you want in you. Okay? What? And I'm like, but that's a whole different story. You're talking, like, your situation is weird, bruh. Like, she's had to do that to other people. Like, you can't be the first one. She just didn't come up with that wild, like, you know, it'll be really crazy if I get on top and I put your legs behind your head. That's not even missionary. Then I'm thinking about it. You sure? No, missionary is bam. That's you with your legs up like this and her like this. Like, yo, I don't even think I could bend like that. Yo, that's fucking nuts. Man, all right, I'm supposed to be helping you. My bad. Leave her. Yo, nah, she doesn't respect you, King. Nah, she gonna. It's only gonna get worse. She's gonna do more to you. She's gonna violate. She's gonna take it way over the top. That's over the top, but that's probably something worse. Like this, like I said, no girl just thinks like, yo, you know, it'll be crazy if you fucking have your ankles behind your head and I do this to you. That's fucking crazy, son. Oh my god, yo, she's a freak. What's her name? Let me get her number. Send that my way. All right. My name's OnmycoolJae. You can reach out to me in various different ways: Twitter, PlayStation, Facebook. Yo, that's fucking nuts, bro. Yeah, no, she doesn't respect you, bro. You're not dominant in that relationship. You're clearly a beta, which isn't bad. It doesn't hurt to be a beta, but you gotta draw some lines. God damn it, that's fucking crazy. How do you finish? How does she finish? Yo, my bad. I shouldn't be laughing at your situation, but this shit is fucking jokes. Yo, so I don't know, son. Hopefully she'll get some respect for you. She'll stop doing that, cause
Daddy, chill.
that's fucking nuts, kid. Oh man.
Ah, you're teasing me. Naughty, naughty.
That's exactly what she says, and you're squirming. She's trying to get your legs behind your head. Yo, fam. I don't know if that's your thing. Maybe that's your thing, bro. I don't know. You asked the question, what do you do? But I don't know. You gotta assert some dominance there. Like, yo, nah, chill. Yo, fuck it. Next time y'all have sex, put it in her butt. Let her know that you're not playing. Shit, don't even tell her. Just like, take it, bitch. Yeah, that shit ain't fun, is it? Yo, that's fucking crazy. So that's the end of the part-time lover segment. Yo, hopefully y'all enjoyed that. That was a wild question around when I read that. I was like, yeah, that's definitely going on today's topic. I actually threw that question among some of my coworkers because like sometimes we talk about that shit and we were just like, wait, what? Everybody was like, yeah, that's crazy. She doesn't respect them. And I'm like, I was like, but to each his own. Everybody's sex is just really a spectrum. Is that what Donald Glover said in that episode? But yeah, fucking crazy. All right, so I think I'm about that time. I think I got about like an hour and a half of recording. To be honest, this section that I just did, I had a whole different other section, but my camera has a 24-minute cutoff. So I was at 27 minutes going off, and I don't think that section was that great. I think I kind of did better this time. But no, I didn't talk about the missionary position. I really talked about meeting the family and I don't know. You could probably hear it that I kind of go from like yeah to like all right, like a little bit more energetic, but that's because the camera died off and it's getting late and I'm trying to finish this up. So thanks guys for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that's listening to this. Thank you to everybody that's watching this. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. I know I've said this before, and I am being consistent. I wasn't able to record last week because I was doing a bunch of 12-hour shifts and my body was done. But the trade-off was, instead of me making a 1 to 5 minute video, you guys got about like an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and 30 worth, depending how much I cut. And hopefully y'all enjoy. Now, I'm considering doing other endeavors because if I'm going to do this, now I have time to do more shit. And I was talking to my friend Alex, and like I bounced like mad ideas off of her because she's an ideal person too, and it's just fun like to like what do you think if I do this? And she'll be like, she doesn't ever really say no, and I kind of don't say no either when people tell me like they want to do shit. I'm like, nah, let's go do this shit. Let's go figure out how to do that shit because there's a market for it. If there's a market for it, you can be the first one to the market. That would be great. If you're not the first one at the market, you're complaining about like, yo, other people are selling this shit too. Guess what? Burger King and McDonald's both sell burgers, and guess what? They're both making money. So it doesn't even fucking matter. Now, what I was talking to her about, I have actually another funny story that's for the next episode that I'm going to bring up that I was talking to her about. I was kind of having like a midlife crisis. And she gave me some positive words that somebody just like completely took the rug from underneath my feet. It was pretty fucking funny. But I was telling her I was considering doing a cooking show, right? Like a lot of these girls do cooking shows, but they don't cook. And I was like, yeah, I could have fun with that shit too. But I was looking for I was gonna name the show like it's something burning. So, or do you smell that? Like something ridiculous like that I'm gonna work on. And I was originally looking for like a space. Like I was looking for like when I was started off before I started this show and the special character show, I was considering renting out a studio, and the same thing happened with this kitchen shit. Like I have a kitchen, but my kitchen's not that nice. So I was looking at commercial space to rent out. My bad. I was looking at commercial space to rent out a kitchen, and they wanted like $700 an hour, and I was like,
Move this man!
yeah, that's not happening. But the trade-off, they were beautiful kitchens. Don't get it twisted. They were really state-of-the-art kitchens, amazing fucking kitchens. But $700, I'm not a real cook. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not hosting a restaurant event there. I'm not charging people by the plate. I guess that's why they're charging so much. I'm just looking for like a regular standard kitchen that I could cook in, mount up cameras, and just have a ball with, to be honest. Because I've been watching Action Bronson shows. Bronson. That's how you know I'm tired. Action Bronson show. Fuck, that's delicious. And that Matty Matthews dude is pretty fucking funny. He makes mad weird noises and shit like that, but he's entertaining. And I'm like, yo, I can have fun doing this shit too, because I'm not new to cooking, but I'm not there with cooking either. Like I was thinking maybe the first episode I can cook some cereal or some shit like that. I don't know how you're gonna cook cereal, but hey, let's fucking figure this shit out. But the conclusion I came to was like, all right, I'm not spending $600 to $700 an hour to cook in an industrial kitchen because I don't need all of that. I don't have a staff. It's just me. And she said she'll give me a hand, but I was like, nah. I was like, I think you probably like really too amazing at cooking to let me fuck up the cooking and shit like that. I don't know. That's just where my mind took it to. And yeah. And then the solution was Airbnbs, right? I could rent an Airbnb that has a really nice kitchen, and then I'll have a whole place to stay in and just chill and just have fun. And maybe the concoctions that I make, I could have some of my friends be in the Airbnb with me, and they could try out the food and tell me if they like it and shit like that. I don't know. That's where my mind is right now. I'm probably giving somebody else this idea to go run crazy with it, whatever. But it's gonna happen soon. I'm gonna work on that. That's on my list. And if anybody knows me, whatever I put on my list, I go do it. Hence the show. Hence the shows before that. Me skateboarding, me rollerblading, me doing all this shit, me fucking photography, even me like drawing a little. I got better at drawing. Like whatever I put on my list, I try to do, and I try to knock shit out because I wasn't doing that shit when I was younger. So I got to do this shit as an adult. So thank you again. I am OnmycoolJae. Peace out. No special characters. Episode 38. All right, 30. See. Look at me rambling again. It's late. So they had a whole thing on TikTok. It was like, guys, whenever they say 3, they go like this. They're like 3. I actually do my 3s like this. I'm like, 3. I don't do this. I go like that. I don't know. But this is episode 38. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.